Yo guys, what's good, what's happening, and what's going on, motherfuckers? It is Tuesday. Tonight is Modern Harness. Super fun. My knees are killing me from karate yesterday. Like, when we first start off with karate, we do like 15-minute warm-up, which entails like doing footwork and then doing like squats and stuff and lunges. And I'm old, so my body didn't react well to all that. And today I'm in recovery and I got martial arts tonight. Old man taking on too much shit. I need to lose weight and get fit again. That's a given. But it's time to get off to work. But before I do that, there's a couple things I want to do. One of them is I'll lock the door in a bit because I might have to go back inside. Yeah, we got to get that. Figure out how to get that lawnmower out because I'm thinking tomorrow we're going to have to cut if it's nice out. I don't know what the weather is going to do today, but I kind of wanted to come in here and check on this again. Frig boys, she is fully cured, not sticky anywhere. Only thing I don't like is how all the shit from the roof fell on the car, but whatever. At least it's all one unified color now. It's not as orange peeled as it was when I sprayed it. Like, it's still pretty orange peeled, right? It's neat how the camera reacts to my my LED lights. You get this like yellow bar on the video every once in a while. Like, it's pretty orange peeled. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, but it looks a lot better than it did before I rolled that paint on it. I definitely do need to put another coat. Hopefully that headlight still opens. Oh well, whatever. But yeah, there's a couple of runs here, and I did get the tire pretty bad. I think I showed that. That's whatever. Those tires are super old and they need to get replaced either this year or next year. But yeah, I do want to put another coat on it, let it dry. I think I could probably just take that lawnmower, come around here. There's a lot more room over here minus the ice shack, and just get it out the door, grab the batteries and mow. So I don't really have to worry about moving the car that far. All in all, I'm actually not too upset with this job. Now, I was chatting with a buddy of mine at karate last night, Derek, and he's done jobs like this before. And he said, dude, he goes, this stuff here, he goes, just get yourself a polishing compound and you'll be able to knock that out. So that's probably what I'll do. But I definitely do want to lay down another coat of paint on it, even though it doesn't really need it. But it does, because I did miss some spots. And I think somewhere I have a pack of brushes. I have a foam brush that I can use for getting into all these like nooks and crannies where I can't get the roller in, and get all this here inside painted up, and inside the vents on these. I got most of the vent, but when you get real deep, the roller won't reach it. And I can just do some touch-ups on it like that. I have an antenna for the car. I think it's right here. Yeah, it's the silver rod right there. It's covered in bees. And by bees, I mean those friggin' dirt daubers. But all in all, I'm actually kind of impressed with the roller technique. It's a lot less messy, a lot less prep. You just got to be a little bit more careful when you're applying paint around certain areas. Like, there's a couple times when I was coming across here and I got paint on the top of the handle, or I was coming across here and I got paint on the marker. You can actually see a bit of paint on the marker, but that was actually residue from when I sprayed it because I didn't really mask it off right. And of course there was the big slop fest of me putting the paint on here and it just running off onto the tire, but I don't really give a shit about that. Like I said, it's a project car. People are upset by the fact that I used a roller on it. You know what? Keep in mind who owns the car. My car. I can do what I want. And I was asked on Instagram, like, what's the value of those cars? How much do they go for? And guys, like, an old car like this, an old 88 Firebird, the value is in, you know, the person who's buying it. For some people, yeah, 500 bucks, you know. I had people offer me, they see the car, they don't realize that I'm actually driving it and I actually enjoy it. And they offer me things like, oh man, I got a fishing trip for a muskie trip. I'll trade it for your Firebird. Or I got fishing lures. Or hey man, do you want to trade a snowmobile for your Firebird? And it's like, no, I have no will or want to trade my, oh no, I wanted to lock this. I have no will or want to trade my car, and I love my car. Like, it's like the first car I frickin' bought, and I still have it, and I plan on having it until they tell me I can't have it. I said that in yesterday's video because Canadian government's going ahead with their EV mandate. Apparently the US dropped theirs, but Canada's got to be balls deep, and no, we're doing an EV mandate by 2035. No more gas cars for sale. So I don't know if that means no more gasoline being sold either, but we got what, like freaking 9.5 years before they pull the plug on gasoline sales. Like, frig off. Could you imagine going to a car show, like the Canadian Tire Car Show or whatever, and all you see there are friggin' Jetson mobiles? Do you imagine how dumb that would look? I don't know. I personally would not be impressed one bit. Go to a car show and it's just all these like electric friggin', oh, look at that. Oh, it's a Toyota. It's a Toyota Yaris or whatever the frig their hybrid car is. Actually, hybrids won't even be sold. It's gonna be strictly plug it in to make it work cars. Oh, that front lawn. There's like so many, like it's just compressed with dandelions. But no, it's so dumb. Nowadays, like you go to a car show and you got like cars from the 80s, a couple cars from the 70s. You don't really see, you get the odd individual with their pimped out Civic that show up, but you don't really see it very often. So it's really, really kind of annoying that they want to go this route because whatever. They have a lot of work to do before they can actually make that mandate happen, because let me tell you right now, the Canadian electric grid cannot support everybody plugging in their electric car at the same time. The grid will fail and we'll all be in the dark. But you think politicians are thinking about that? No. Like if I had the room in my driveway, yeah, I would buy a little electric lunchbox. I'd use that for what I'm doing right now, commute to work, going places. Save the truck for the long distance runs, like going down to visit bloke or, you know, going to my martial arts tournaments. I wouldn't drive an electric car there because you never know where you can get it charged. But, you know, burning dinosaurs, you get a lot more distance out of it. Until there's an increase in battery technology, I don't see any feasible reason to try and enforce an electric vehicle on someone. It doesn't make sense. But that's right now, that's well, there's the battery technology and the fact that the grid could not handle everybody plugging in their car at the same time to charge. And as far as charging stations go, I don't know, man. I don't own an electric vehicle. I don't know how long they take to charge, but I assume I can fill the tank, the 136 liter tank on this truck faster than you can charge your Tesla. I'm pretty sure of that. So charging stations, there's going to need to be a lot more of them put out there, because if it takes you 15-20 minutes to bring your car up to 85%, imagine a place like this Shell station on my left here. Everybody's bringing their cars in to charge it, but it takes them 20 minutes. That means each pump could handle 3 cars an hour. There's 6 pumps there, so they can do 18 cars an hour. That's a bit absurd. Like, we would need a lot more charging capability and like battery chargers or whatever, charge stations in town. Okay, I'm trying to get ahead of this guy. I'm like doing 46 and he's like riding my wing. I start accelerating, he's keeping up with me, so I just aggressively cut him off. Frig that guy. Like, what are you doing? Why are you being a ding? But yeah, because yeah, apparently Trump announced that the EV mandate is off. They're not going to enforce electric cars. Apparently that pissed off Elon. Well, obviously, he runs an electric car company, so that's going to hurt his sales. And with Canada, apparently, I think we have a 100% tariff on the Teslas. So what other electric options do we have? Well, we got the Mach-E. We got whatever Nissan makes. I think Honda makes a pure electric car. I could be wrong. But I don't think the big 3 do, like Ford, General Motors. Oh, General Motors might have their Volt or their Spark or something like that. But like Ford makes they make the Mach-E. I think they make a fully electric F-150. I guess they can't call it an E-150 because the E-150 is a van, or E-250 or whatever. They should call it the FE 150, the Ford Electric 150. Call it the toaster oven with a frunk and a trunk, a frunk and a box. But no, battery tech needs to improve, because the amount of times you see a story on Facebook or Instagram or whatever about an electric car that somebody was like friggin' rugging the throttle and catching fire because the battery overloads, and that battery, you're sitting on top of it because it's underneath the car, on the belly of the car. You're sitting on top of it. If it decides to rupture upwards, damn, you're gonna have hot caca for a while, bud. Hot caca for a while. But I digress. Now, I've seen lipos explode. It's not pretty. It's not pretty one bit. It's scary because you can't put it out. You just have to keep the area around it saturated so it doesn't spread and just let it run its course. Maybe there is a way to put it out, but I haven't looked into it. All I know is lipos get really, really, really hot, and when they rupture, they react with oxygen, and they make one hell of a nice smoke show and heat. Oh, I wonder if today's gonna be like yesterday where I get off work and it's all like sunny and stuff. And is that a chip in my window or a bug? Okay, that's a bug. So let's say, don't tell me I already got a friggin' rock chip in this window. So far I've gone many, many, many years driving many, many, many vehicles. and never once getting a rock chip in my window. And I would like to keep it that way. I know the G6 had a broken window, but that was because GM made shitty glass for the G6 and the window cracked because of hot and cold from the heat in the winter. From the heat coming from the car in the winter. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna talk to you guys after work. So until then, peace the frig out. 2 down and 3 to go. Holy guys. I don't know what the hell's going on, but frig, man, I am just completely zonked today. Like, I went in full of energy and I am leaving completely mentally exhausted. And I somehow got to go out tonight at 5:30. Luckily it's 6 till 7, so I can come home and go right to bed. Because let me tell you, I am freaking drained. Work was nuts. It was nuts today. Like, anything that could go wrong went wrong. I'm just super stoked it's over. I'll go put in my martial arts tonight and I need to go to bed. Holy. Just mentally draining. Like, we have summer students, like college and university graduates, if you will, or goers or students, college students. That's, yeah. See, I can't even think. My brain is tomato soup. And I'm trying to teach one guy how to troubleshoot. So I finally got around. I'm like, so what are you taking in school? He's like, oh, I'm taking a network technician. And I'm like, oh, so like network wise, he's probably really good. But diagnostics and repair? Yeah, he doesn't do software repair. He's a network guy. He sets up routers and switches and shit. He doesn't handle like operating systems. Mind you, there is some aspect of operating systems you need to know for networking, especially when you're setting up clients. But as far as like troubleshooting software and things, like, forget it. The guy's about as green as they get. But the thing was I wasn't babysitting him close enough, and what ended up being a simple software installation with a registration ended up becoming a complete reimage of the computer, because I have no idea what the hell happened, but somehow he managed to de-enroll the machine from Intune, like right off the Azure network. It just flopped off. So I'm like, all right, I'm taking over. And like, yeah, it was far beyond driven, had to get reimaged. I'm like, what did you do? And he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, well, whatever it was, don't do that again. Like, if you know what you did and you don't want to admit to it, just never do that again. But like, between that and all the extra stuff that I was getting piled on today, like, man, my brain is tomato soup. I'm hoping to Christ tonight when we go to freaking Modern Arnis, coach isn't all like, I'm gonna mess with your squirrel, because my squirrel right now, it's pretty much toast. It's wrecked, it's done, it's cooked. My squirrel is destroyed. I could totally go home right now, lay down in bed and crash out till tomorrow. Oh my god. But no. I'm paying for a service. I'm gonna go and take advantage of the service and learn more violence. 3 nights of violence a week. I saw somebody come on my property today and drop something off on my porch, and I'm not sure exactly what the frick it is. So that should be interesting. Or they took something off my porch, one of the two. I didn't see them leaving with anything. I didn't even see them walk in with anything. I didn't even see a package or anything in their hands in the video. I just saw them bend over, put something down, and leave. So I might have a pipe bomb on my porch when I get home. So that should be pretty good. This might be the last vlog I ever don't make. So I'm totally gonna just walk up to it. Should be a good time. A good time for all. Oh yeah, though, guys, my brain is cooked, but that's fine. Today on break, I was chatting with a buddy about fishing, and he gave me a good tip for float rigging, because that's how he likes to fish. He likes to use slip bobbers, and he gave me a good idea for a rig setup that I'm gonna try. But he said you need a special rod, not a special rod, but need a rod where the end eyelet is fairly wide, so like not a super tight one. So you got to use a spinning setup. You can't use a casting setup, because a caster, the eyelets are really small, especially the end one, so it'll catch the slip bobber stop. Puppy dogs. Speaking of Samoyeds, a buddy of mine just got a little female puppy Samoyed. They're super cute when they're puppies, but they don't stay that size very long. They tend to explode into great big friggin' fluffy white clouds. I wonder if we're gonna see that Samoyed again today. I wonder if buddy has walking the dog on a schedule, on a routine. They're cute dogs, but I could never get another dog, guys. It could never happen. I'm enjoying my freedom too much, which is why I said I'm not getting another cat. Yeah, Scampers is lonely. She could use a buddy, but I don't want another cat. Because once she's gone, I'm done with pets. She's not that good of a mouser anyway. I kill more than she does. Just sad because she's a cat and that's supposed to be her job, and she's about as useful at it as tits on a bull. Like, so far, I've gotten 6 this year, and she's only gotten 3, so I'm a better mouser than my cat. Mind you, she's kind of small, so when she stomps on them, they just look at her like, what the frick, bud? When I stomp on them, they just explode. So that could have something to do with it. A little bit of driving the heel into a mouse's head, and you get a crunch, and they're done. But yeah, we'll go home, check out the pipe bomb that was left on my porch. It's probably not a pipe bomb. See, I ordered some vape stuff from a vape company in Brampton, and they told me that they couldn't ship it for some reason, refunding me my money. I don't think it's that, but that's the last thing I ordered. I haven't ordered anything from Amazon since I bought those light bulbs, which I haven't put to work yet, which I'm thinking about putting to work in the, I'm gonna put them in the lights that I have above the green screen, because 2CV Bloke made a valid point. The bulbs I'm using are kind of yellowed, and that's gonna throw off the white balance, which is gonna make the webcam look kind of like Swiss cheese. So with those bulbs, you can say like turn color to white, and boom shakalaka, they're white. You know, you can say turn color to pink, and they're pink. So that's cool. Anyways, ooh, my body is so sore. Huh, it might be a pipe bomb. There's an excellent chance it's a pipe bomb. Well, there's a return label on it, so that's good. At least I'll know who sent it before I blow up into 1,000 pieces. No, it's actually from the vape company. You stay in the house, or, you know, run away, whatever works for you. Do what you want. She's old and ugly enough to make her own decisions, right? I think so. But no, it's totally a box from the vape company, but they refunded me my money, so I don't understand. They told me they couldn't process it because I didn't go through the right portal. See, in Canada, vaping right now is stupid. I didn't realize how stupid it was, and it's why I'm debating on just giving it up, because yeah, the whole reason why I say vaping in Ontario is stupid is because they've started this thing called an excise tax, basically taxing bottles of juice based on how much it contains. And even like those little disposable vapes, the ones that you plug into a USB, or you don't even plug them in, you just use them when the battery dies, you pitch them in the garbage. They started putting an excise tax on those to the point where it's getting stupid. It's actually cheaper to smoke cigarettes than it is to vape, but I still prefer the vape because it doesn't react to my asthma. And I like nicotine because it blocks out a lot of the bullshit. You would understand if you were me, but you're not me, so you wouldn't understand. But yeah, like the US doesn't understand how bad we're getting taxed, right? Like you get taxed when you work, you get taxed when you spend your money, and then you get taxed if you decide to buy booze. I didn't realize there was an excise tax now on alcohol, which is the reason why it's so expensive. And there's an excise tax on tobacco products. So rather than banning it because it's bad for you, they just make it so, hey, that's bad for you. You're gonna pay the government more to do it. Huh, interesting. When I used to buy juice from the brick and mortar store, a 60 milliliter bottle was about $24 for 60 mil. Get it from like Can Vape or an online store where they don't really run a brick and mortar. They just, some guy has a basement full of shit and he just sends it out. You'd spend like 20 bucks on a 60 mil bottle. Now, if you go to a brick and mortar store, it's $55 to $60 for 30 mil. And through an online store, it's about $50, except for this store here. Now, what happened was I ordered a bunch of stuff, but there's 2 portals. There's 3 portals. There's the Ontario portal, the Quebec portal, and the everybody else in Canada portal. And you can only be Canadian to order from this site. They won't send to America. Why, I don't know, but probably due to customs and duties and regulations and, you know, all that fun stuff. I screwed up. I went to the regular website without the /Ontario after it, put in a huge order, paid for it with my address and everything in the shipping. And then a day later, I got an email saying we had to cancel your order because you didn't go through the correct portal, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just do an order next week because I still had a lot left in this bottle. So I was like, well, I'll just do an order next week. I don't feel like dealing with it because I was at work and stuff. And I think I was on like Friday. What was it? Something was going on Friday night that I just couldn't. I can't remember what. Whatever, doesn't matter. Oh no, I was going to come home and go to bed and live stream. That's right, because I was working from home and I was super tired that day and I wanted to have a nap and I just didn't really care to do anything about it. And I was also really busy on Friday with work stuff that I just couldn't friggin' think. So yeah, I just never bothered. And then I thought about ordering today, to be honest. I was like, man, I should put that order in because this bottle here is probably going to last me until about Friday. And then she's basically KO'd because I go through a bottle about every 2 weeks. And then my phone goes off today saying there's somebody at your door, and I'm like, what the frick is that guy doing? Like, he didn't look like your typical Amazon delivery guy wearing the friggin' high vis or anything. He didn't look like Canada Post wearing the super high vis, because those guys walk around in lime green, like friggin' super neon lime green. And he didn't look like a Pure Leader guy or a FedEx guy. So I was like, well, who the hell's this guy? And that's when this package showed up. And it is heavy, and it is from Majestic Vapes. So I have no idea what the frick happened, but I know I was reimbursed because I saw that come in. Well, I checked my account today because I wanted to see how much cash I had left. And holy, normally they put these orders in envelopes, but nope, it's totally my juice order. It's totally my juice order. Unless they're gonna bill me again on it, I don't know. Yeah, we got Flippin' Fruit Flash. Don't know what the heck that is. We got 3 bottles of Flippin' Fruit, 3 bottles of super sour pineapple, and 3 bottles of super sour blueberry. Right on. So I don't know, maybe I'll check my account again and see if they redacted on the refund. I don't know if they can do that. I don't know. Maybe I should contact them and find out. No, but today was a brutal freaking day. It was really busy. A lot of the times I wasn't even doing my own work. I was helping Buddy out, or people were like piling more work on by just coming up to me and asking me for help rather than following procedure. And I didn't get a lot of my own stuff done because I was too busy doing everything else, which is why I really love Thursdays and Fridays of working from home, because people can't come up to me in person to have me do stuff for them. Because if they did, that's called breaking an entry, and that's illegal. You won't go to jail for it. You'll get trialed and stuff and then released on bail because you're in Canada, but you still will get in shit. But no, that's why I like my Thursdays and Fridays, is because I'm at home. I can finish off my week's work from home, get everything done, everything fixed, everything out the door. And also I can sleep in a bit. I don't have to be up at 5. I can get up later, which is nice. So, because you know, no driving and stuff. It's perfect. Monster before martial arts. Why not? Oh man, I just spat it and got it all over my Google. I got it all over my Google. My Google. I'm all right. I'm not all right. I would never was all right. Never will be all right. It's all right, right? So you remember last night when I was going through my meat order and I said, man, this seems a little bit light? Well, it was, and there's nothing I can do about it. I only had 1 package of those lamb loin things, lamb chop loins. There was supposed to be 6 of them. 5 of them didn't make it in. I was still billed for it. I unfortunately called them up and said, hey, I only got 1 of those. And they said, there's no way you can prove it now. It's too late. You should have came back or you should have counted them in the store. And I'm like, I guess that's on me. You know, whatever. So here's the thing, guys. If you're ever ordering food online, always check your shit, because, you know, the people who package it and get it ready for you to be picked up, they don't care. So lesson learned on me, you know, that was like $40 worth of meat that I basically lost due to counting on someone else to do their job, I guess. So lesson learned. So if you're using anything like PC Express or Instacart or anything like that, be sure to check your products, your packages, before you let the delivery guy go away, or in my case, leaving the store thinking somebody actually took some, you know, credit in doing a good job, because it definitely was a little light. And by a little light, I mean a lot light, because yeah, missing 5 packages of lamb chops, which I'm assuming somebody just brought them home with them later on because they're already paid for it. Now they're free, right? So I guess I fed someone. Call that my charity for the year. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get ready for martial arts, and I'll probably talk to you afterwards about whatever I have on my mind, if I have anything on my mind. Otherwise, that's how daily vlogs work, is you just talk about the shit going on in your day, right? That's kind of sort of what I'm doing, unless I have projects on the go. Right now I got no projects, well, except for dealing with that car and fishing. But tonight we're not going fishing because, as you saw on the drive home, it looks like we're about to get banged on by some rain. I think it's gonna rain tomorrow too. Yeah, they're calling for light rain tomorrow. Son of a bitch. But Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and what the hell just happened? Well, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday they're calling for sun, so we might be able to get out and play in the fish. Play in the fish. I shouldn't even go to martial arts tonight. I'm a menace to society. Hi guys, back from martial arts. Pretty cool. Came up with an idea that might let me maximize my time, except for when I go to Blokes. Apparently on Monday, I can do adult kickboxing at 6, karate at 7, Tuesday Arnis, and that covers all my martial arts for the week. Give me Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday free to do what I need to do. But probably gonna do that. I just got back, it was a good time. But I gotta show you guys this. This is insane. I keep talking about the dandelions in my lawn, right? I don't know how well this is gonna come across camera, but look at my backyard. I don't know how well it's coming across on video, but literally it's like up to here, there's nothing. And then it's just dandelions everywhere. They just came out of nowhere. They're all closed up now. They're all open earlier today. Well, that one's open, but they're all open earlier today. And then check the front lawn. This is what blows my mind. Look at the front lawn. It's like Dandelion City out here. But what's funny is it's like the dandelions are not growing here. They're selecting this area not to grow and little patches, but then it's just dandelion central everywhere. And it's not just my lawn. My neighbor's lawn is the same way. His lawn's perfect because he actually cares about it and takes care of it. And that guy over there, well, he's a nutter for his lawn. But my lawn, like if I were to spray a weed killer on here, I'd have a sandbox for a front lawn right now. Like this is insane, the amount of dandelions out here. Holy. I figured I had to show you guys that because I keep talking about how yellow my lawn is. Well, imagine what my lawn looks like when all those things are open. It just looks like a sea of piss. So yeah, I figured I had to show you that. Yeah, martial arts was good tonight. We did a new form, which is weird because normally when we're in the Arnis pose, where you have, I should actually show you. Oh yeah, I forgot. I went to Food Basics and bought a box of Monster, put my chicken in the air fryer and I forgot to turn it on. I figured I would just go and buy some chicken legs because they're on sale over at Food Basics. There we go. 13 cans of Monster in the fridge. Nice. But yeah, we did this new technique tonight, which is very, very, very different than anything I've done before. Where can I sit you guys? Because I don't want to break anything that I hit, I'm going to use the lightsabers for this. Unfortunately, I got these chairs in the way. But when you're in our knees pose, you're like this. So normally we strike boom, 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 boom. You know? But with this one here, you come across boom, 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 boom. And I want to strike with the left. I always want to strike, because I'm so used to throwing with the high arm and then coming in with the low. But this one here, you come around, boom, 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 boom. Kind of like you're rowing a boat almost. These things, Coach bought a bunch. He's gonna be doing a lightsaber party for the kids. Talk about a good business idea there. So charge the parents each 50 bucks, take on like what, 20 kids, make $1,000 in a weekend, and you keep them for 4 hours, and you do a lightsaber party and a movie, and the parents have 4 hours to do whatever the frig they want. I told him, I said, you do that near Christmas time, dude, when parents are struggling for time to go shopping for presents and stuff. I'm like, you'll make a killing. You do one of those a weekend, you'll make a killing. And he's like, I never thought of that. And I'm like, yeah, there you go. But he wants to give it a test run first and see how it goes. But yeah, anyway guys, I'm gonna shut the video down here. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, click that like button. Any questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. And until next time guys, live it to win it, and peace the frig out. Sit, stupid, sit. Good dog.